Hey everyone, Corrie Thorne here, the founder and creator of More Than Existing. I am a modern day mystic, a psychic medium, and everything in between, a published author. And my work is about helping to empower, inspire others to be able to know that there is a beautiful essence within ourselves, and that beautiful essence is for us to discover. The biggest thing I always say is the best thing you can ever do is break up with you. So and relearn and really truly relearn. So one of the things that we're doing today, what I'm doing today is I am actually recording all of the predictions for each and every month. If you have missed my yearly prediction for the big whole year in the general, well, there is two parts. And so if you go onto the YouTube channel and you can catch the two parts of the yearly predictions for 2023. So I will be doing each and every sign. And thank you for being with me and for always supporting me. Also, please remember, these do not replace any medical, psychological advice or anything else that you have been given. They are to be taken as entertainment. I am not working with anybody on an individual level, session right now. So these recordings are for you and for you to be able to just allow yourself to check back in over the year and to just see what happens. And remember, it's general, so it doesn't resonate with everyone. It may not connect with you at all. And if it doesn't, feel free to check your other signs. I'm not an astrologer. I read energy. I work with energy. So this is about the energy that is happening and existing throughout each and every sign. So thank you so much. And I look forward to sharing these with you. We're doing Gemini. This is going to be the recording for Gemini. This is the predictions and the energy update for 2023. For those with Gemini in your energy, if you're cross-watching and it resonates with you, then maybe there's a message in here for you as well, because this is being channeled through the divine. I never know what's coming. I never know what's happening until I start to record, and it's always a surprise to me, always. So I write nothing down. We're just going right into here. So for Gemini for 2023, now I do use some oracle cards and stuff in between to just kind of get a picture of the energy. So I got something to show you guys. But so for Gemini coming into this energy, we are still in a Capricorn season. So we do have some kind of I want to say stubborn energy. That's what it feels like to me. This feels like there's like a trapped energy. And I just feel like you're trying to, like, sometimes you're trying to force things, trying to get things done, trying to make things happen now. It's like, I'm into it now. I have to keep going. But when you're done, you're done. When you've had enough for the day, when you've exhausted your energy, when you've just put in enough hours, you need to stop. Because if you push beyond the period of where your body is saying you're done and you keep pushing, this year, your body's going to push back. The universe is going to push back. So if you push beyond, you're going to be met with pushback. Your body's going to push back, the energy is going to push back, but you're going to be receiving pushback. And the pushback is going to be kind of giving that warning sign first. Enough, slow down. Stop. Don't try to keep pushing. It's like that force, the force that you shouldn't mess with, right? So there's always the forces that is greater than us. And so for some of my Gemini energies, you forget that you're not a superhero all the time, that you can't be everything to everyone. You can't always be available. And so there is the pushback energy. And I feel like we're getting that pushback energy of where we're being met with that for you, Gemini, where you have to really look in and just, whoa, stop. This is enough. I don't need to keep doing this. I've done this long enough. I've been at this long enough. I've kind of overdone things now. And now I need to really stop, pause, reflect, and think what is important, and you only got this one physical body. That's it. You don't get this physical body over again. You get one time as this human, And if you don't care for this one human right now, you don't get it again. Your soul leaves, your soul gets to move on, your soul gets to, do what it does. But when it's done, it's done. So you're being told to really, truly think, stop, why am I doing this? Why am I pushing on? So I feel like I feel like you need to be gung-ho with everything for a lot of that Gemini. And it's a bit of a pullback this year. Bit of a pullback. And now there's some thoughts coming up or some questions. Like I feel like you have some questions about what you want to do at your future. Where do you want to go? Some change in direction. You have to go to wisdom. You have to go to the wise ones out there and just trust, or really look at things, because some of you are going back to school. Some of you are making some career changes that it will include some further education. Some people are buying more land. I don't know why, but I just see people buying more land or buying up land or investing into something. And I just keep getting, do your research like that. And that's the card, is the 8 of Autumn. I feel like you need to really make sure you get the wisdom. Know that as much as we are wise. And so in my deck, I have a card called the Wisdom of the Elder, and it's the, don't ask why I'm not using my deck. And it's like, it's the bigger elder, and then there's this little one down here, and it's like, oh, people look at the card and they go, oh, like I'm that, I've reached that, and I'm like, no, we're this. And when you remember we are small and this is big, right? It's like we will only know, no matter how much you think you still only know about 5%. So, there's just so much for us to know. So you're being told, when you think you know the answer, when you think you know what you're doing, seek out a little more wisdom. Not always knowledge. Seek out wisdom. Listen. Dive in deep into that wisdom and tap into the higher consciousness. Tap into the God consciousness. Tap into a wisdom that just says, is this right for me? Does this feel right for me? You have to start talking to your body, start talking to the essence of that higher self, and not let kind of guilt stand in the way sometimes, but also not to let ego get in the way, because sometimes the ego can get in the way, the unhealthy parts of the ego. And it's like, this feels like something, there's some long-term life-changing decisions or decisions that you want to make for your life. And because it's long-term, you got to be sure of all of your moves. Does it feel, and now you can't be sure of the future. You can't be sure of everything, but be sure if it's your move. Be sure if it's something you want, and that it's not something you're feeling forced or pressured to do, that it is like either a business partner or a life partner or somebody else that's pressuring you to do something and you're not feeling it. And so really make sure it's for you. Make sure it's for you. And I do feel like there is a sense of, I have a real wintry kind of season here coming up that just feels like it's blank. So we are in winter, of course. But I feel like I have this gap where it says something is happening or something is coming that we're not meant to know. And I just get goosebumps all down my legs. So I feel like somebody, in your wheelhouse of people that are important to you, or people that are around you, I just feel like there's somebody who may have some health issues or be going through a real transition. I don't know if it's like an Alzheimer's, dementia, or if it's just like that transition from home to seniors home, but I just feel like there's a gap in the winter where something is happening that we're not meant to know yet. And there's an empty space. And the empty space is like, not everything is for us to know, and it's not for us to create worry or to create more challenges. Is to know that nothing in the fates of anyone else has been kind of like, people's choices matter. So people making the right choices, taking care of their own health, doing important things, listening to their own intuition, and they impact our lives because people are in our energy. People, we live in other people's fates, like we exist in other people's experiences because they're in our lives. So if they do things the way they're supposed to do things, there's going to be a different outcome. So there's no outcome, there's no worry, there's no nothing. It's just a nothing, and it's just a gap. And it's like this, and I just have this gap, and there's nothing meant to fill it up yet. And I can't fill it up, I can't put it in there because it's not existent. It doesn't exist yet. And so then we have, be grateful. And so as we move forward, it's like there's going to be so many things that could have happened that are not going to happen. That's what I just got. Oh my God. I feel like there's this beautiful divine intervention that just keeps somebody safe, keeps things from happening. But I'm like, and then I just feel like it's like for some of you, there's going to be, this sense of, being able to find this sense of peace, contentment, happiness. Some of you are finding your forever, your happy ever after, finding your happy ever after partnership, find your happy ever after life, and also knowing the value of life, like how quick things could change or how quick things can happen. But it's like something just feels like it's like it brings forth a change. But there is great protection around you somehow. But I have beautiful, great news coming in. And this is the 4 of spring. And so, there's the home back here, here's the partnership here. And I just feel like you have everything you need. Everything that you have that you need to be grateful that you have all of the beautiful things and all of the beautiful pieces that you need that can lead to a beautiful outcome, a beautiful life. And, it's like, this is like finally finding some sort of peace in your future, in your happiness. Your personal life is doing well. Like I said, now business wise, for people in business or people in work, I feel like there's might be a little more turbulent energy throughout the year. It might be a little bit of financial up and downs. There may be a sense of unemployment, like being unemployed, but then another job coming in. Not, like I said, the push and pull energy. I feel like there is the push and pull. Don't overdo, don't overgive of yourself where you haven't got it to give. And it's like, so I just feel like you're going to have to make some decisions in, do I keep a business alive? Do I sell something? So for some of you, you're considering getting out of business or selling a business or removing yourself from a situation that just doesn't feel like it's fully giving. It's not fully providing what it needs to, or it's costing you more than it's giving back. And it's a decision that only you can make by really looking at, can I afford to keep doing this? Can I afford to keep giving here? Can I afford to keep doing? And for you to really, truly consider all sides of things. It goes all the way back. Consider all sides of things, look at all things, get some really good advice before you make decisions. And don't make those decisions to make everyone else happy. Sometimes people are not going to be happy with those choices and decisions, but you're going to have to do them. Some of you are falling out of love and back into love. And that may be with a job, that may be with, a lifestyle, that may be with anything, but I feel like you just don't know what to do. It's like life says I should do this, but I feel like I should do this. And this is 2 of winter. And I feel like this is coming later it's coming later in the year. So I don't feel like it's really right now. Feeling trapped between the intellectual and the emotional. So there is that's overplaying. I feel like that's going to be like your whole year is that emotional intellect, and it's back and forth. And that's why you need to really, truly seek guidance before, it's like, don't stay stuck in the middle and not making any choices and making any decisions. You have to make those choices and those decisions. Taking care of the heart and eyes. I got the eyes, so behind the eyes, migraines, headaches, like pressure changes. I feel like with all the pressure and the pressure changes and maybe a lot of stress of having to deal with stressful situations, is the longer you stay in the indecision and not making indecision and not being able to see clearly, not letting yourself take the blinders off, or, I feel like the more you do that, the more you're going to have the pressures. You're going to have those headaches. You're going to have those things that are happening where you're going to have to make those choices and those decisions. Because on the other side of those choices and decisions, on the choice to, is your beautiful, bright future. So which brings us to a spring, getting ready to put the boat back in the water. So for Aries, we weren't putting no boat back in the water. We've come to shore. We're letting other people go out there. We're not going back to war. But this boat feels like it's like what you're doing is you're putting yourself back in your dreams, putting yourself back in your life, putting yourself back in and saying, my body matters, my mind matters, my heart matters, my personal life that I'm creating matters. And so I feel like you're going to be, when the flowers blossom, when time really comes into the spring, when it's really time to start living again. I feel like if you make the wise decisions, if you allow yourself to not get caught in your head and you think the intellectual of like, and then balancing the emotional with it, I feel like this year you'll make some wise, in the end, the decisions will be wise. It doesn't mean that it doesn't impact other people sometimes, but there is an impact. And I feel like other people's energies has an impact upon you this year. But we have, for some of you, I have a new relationship or, a new experience, but it's emotional. This could be with yourself. And so I just feel like there's just, you may lose people this year out of your life. Like, I mean, like friendships and stuff as your life changes, but you're going to gain, I just feel like somebody who's really caring, somebody who's really compassionate, somebody who really understands. And this may be the divine stepping into your life and letting in spirit, letting the divine into your heart and into your life and freeing you. I just feel your shoulders being free. We got the Chariot, we got strength, and we got the Three of Swords. So this Three of Swords was all the way back in one of my earlier readings predictions. So I got the Chariot, and it's like making a choice, charging forward. You're going to be charging forward in a new direction. You're going to be making lots of choices and decisions this year. Some of you are like making major life changes, moving in new directions. It takes strength and courage to say yes to the things that are going to have an impact, which are going to affect you even. But sometimes we have to let things go. And that may be businesses, that may be financially, that may be things. You may need to get yourself a financial advisor. You may need to get yourself a good lawyer or something. Who knows? But but having the strength to say yes to you, having a spiritual advisor, whatever it may be. But this lion energy is, this is like sometimes you got to turn a light on and to see things that are not really as bad as what they may be as well. We have the Three of Swords. So something that's an interference in your life is falling out of your heart. Something that's been holding you back or something that's been involved. So this could be a third person, something third person in your life, something that's influencing life. I feel like this, and, not being so judgmental on yourself, but it's major life changes. And so this brought in 4 major arcana cards. 4. This is an ass kicking year. I feel like you're going to be charging in a new direction. Whatever is impeding your heart and your decisions, I feel like you're going to be drastically changing this year. The world may judge you, but you got to stop judging yourself. So you got to start choosing to kind of like I said, that push, that pull, knowing when to retreat, knowing when to go forward, and making those. There's just big changes. I have a lot of changes this year. There's a lot of shift, but choosing your heart, choosing your happiness, choosing to kind of get rid of maybe some things in your life to care for your health. This may be a wake-up call. I feel like some of my Geminis are going to get a big wake-up call this year and having to really prioritize what's important, what matters, because this is about being the King of Pentacles. This is about, being grounded and, planting your feet, your material world, putting things in perspective, into place, because we have the Three of Pentacles. Something new is in the works, something new is appearing, something new is coming from, something new is being casted into your life, because this is back again. And this is falling out. And so whatever this may be an old hurt, an old wound. I feel like this may be an old energy of the past, and you're having to let go of, shame, guilt. You may be having to let go of the energy of the person that's been tying to you, because it's left you trying to make up for something, judging yourself, overthinking. And now it's like, you have the courage, you have the strength to be able to overcome this, looking towards your future and not to your past, not to be tied up in something old. See, all the freaking, I just shuffled these babies, and having that Chariot, just like choosing your direction, choosing the way for you to go. And I had to go to the bottom deck. So I'm like, there's something unfolding here for Gemini. And I'm like, I feel like this is massive for Gemini. I feel like it's like, this is something that's had a hold on you from the past more than it's something that's present. And you're just overcoming it. You are winning. There is a win. Whatever's been challenging you, whatever's been holding you back, whatever has been holding your heart, that you've been leading your life from guilt, shame, indecisions. I just feel like you're finally saying yes to your life that you know it matters the most to you. It's like there is a win here, and it's really truly leading you to know that, you're not going to let the old story win. You're not letting the old stories win. You're not letting the old energy have that much hold on you any longer. And it's just fine. I feel like you're finally going to be probably getting rid of a lot of things so that it doesn't impact and impede your finance, so you don't get caught in some of the great losses that will happen in the dismantling. And you can't keep beating yourself up for past. Can't keep beating hard on yourself. It's time to be kinder, gentler, easier on yourself, and to let things go. And I just went to my deck because I just heard pulled from yours. Beautiful transformation. And she's coming from the fire. She's coming from she's in the water, and she's holding her hand. You are the creator of your world. And it's time for you to start to be the creator of your world this year, to start creating, start releasing things so that you can create the life that you truly want to see unfold in your life. Much love. Have a beautiful year, and there will be much more coming. If you have not got your tickets to the summit, the online summit coming up, the More Than Existing Online Summit, go to my website in the link below and you will see summit. If you want to book your own personal forecast reading, go to the website and go to shop, and it's at the very top. It'll be 2023 forecast readings, and you can purchase your own forecast reading and have your personalized one done for you. Much love. Thank you so much. And please hit the subscribe so that I keep bringing you these videos. Much love. Bye-bye.